Blast me to the mortal realms. It's time for the Mad Merlins review of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer, issue 16, by Hachette Partworks and Games Workshop. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mad Merlins Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer magazine review. So this week we're taking a look at issue 16 of Stormbringer, and we have the Primal Layer. We learn about life in the realms for the mortal citizenry, and we also have rules on interacting with terrain in our games. So before we get into anything, don't forget to, of course, like the video if you're enjoying the content, and why not also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it's the only way you can keep up to date with more Stormbringer content and also my other mad content. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so by the Mad Merlins Patreon or by simply just dropping a comment down below. So, as I mentioned at the end of last week's video, I have Stormbringer Premium Set 1, which is Krondis. If you want a bit of coverage about that, whether it's full build and paint guide, or just the paint guide, build guide, or even just looking through the magazine, for those of you who didn't get it, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will do so. So then, let's take a look at issue 16 and our first piece of terrain. So there's our issue, and there's our terrain. So we'll have a quick zoom in. And yeah, it's some really nice looking terrain, and like I said, it's hex based, so it's perfect for use in your games of Warhammer Underworlds. But yeah, we can also use it on the tabletop for our games of Age of Sigmar. So we've got a beautiful large skull here on this piece. We've got a man trap, a big plant. Got a steam geyser, and we got a crystal and another giant beast skull there. So yeah, this is going to be quite fun to build and paint for those of you who haven't already built and painted this, adding it to your collection. I'm going to be adding mine to my Underworlds collection. It'd be nice to have some terrain for that. But yeah, not a lot to say. It's pretty chunky and yeah, pretty solid. And that's the ugly side. So yeah. Right, let's take a look then at issue 16. So here we have issue 16. So our full contents, we have Monsters of the Deadlands, Spearhead Part 2, our story continues, Life in the Mortal Realms. We have the background, the data background for the Primal Layer, building and painting our Primal Layer, basics on terrain, Stormcast War Scrolls, Cruel Boys War Scrolls, and we have a mission called Hostile Territory. So these are the Monsters of the Deadlands, even not Badlands. And this is, of course, a continuation to our in-lore guide to the beasts and creatures of the Immortal Realms. In all my years escaping monsters, you know what I fear the most? Silence and stillness. Gur's a savage place, but you know where you stand with it. It's when the monsters stop roaring and the ground stops trembling that you know you're in real trouble. So here we have background on the Arachnoroks. These are giant, as you can guess, spider creatures that are often ridden by the Gloomspite Gits or their forest-dwelling kin. There are also zombie dragons, ridden by the vampire lords, and even their barbaric cannibal kin, the flesh eater courts. And we have Gothizar harvesters, which are part of the Ossiarch Bone Reaper factions, and they look pretty menacing little looking creatures. So yeah, they go around with giant bladed limbs, slashing off heads and collecting all the bones within their bodies. It's quite gruesome. So we have a continuation then next of Spearhead, our story. Across the Mortal Realms, Sigmar's people are under attack. Illyria Swiftwind has arrived to one such battle in order to save a Stormbringer crusade from destruction. But with time running short, can she drive off a relentless Orc assault? So yeah, nice continuation to our story. It's always nice to see the lore of the Mortal Realms. And even the fiction within the Mortal Realms, should I say. Next up, we have information about life in the Mortal Realms. So, you are a regular human? Let's find out how bad things are for you. The Mortal Realms are shaped by titanic conflicts between beings of incredible power. However, most who dwell in the realms are mere mortals with mortal concerns. Regardless of the gods to whom they swear allegiances, the people of the Mortal Realms live difficult lives defined by constant conflict. So you can see here a procession of a city of Sigmar, giant steam tanks, floating Dwarden ships, and human soldiers, zealots, and the like. So yeah, it's not going to be your most best life, but I suppose if you are in the higher echelons of society, you might get things a little better. So we have a list of the common humans. So most humans in the Mortal Realms are dedicated to one of the gods and their grand alliances. For all, only under the aegis of the gods can one hope to survive the many horrors of the realms. Humans can be found not just in Sigmar cities, but amid countless blood-soaked encampments of chaos and the necropolis cities of death. So most common, of course, the humans are parts of the Stormbringer Crusades and the human militia. Some of them, if they have led pretty heroic lives, will be deemed the chance to be reborn as Stormcast Eternals. Then, of course, the Children of Chaos. So these are people who have dedicated themselves to the Dark Gods, be it willingly or through manipulations. And there, of course, the Disciples of Death, the vampires, those that have given over their body, mind, and soul to Nagash and have been given the kiss of undeath. Moving on then, we have background information for our terrain, and this is all about the primal layer. So the landscapes of the realm of beasts is ever shifting and incredibly varied. Every region bears the scars of past conquests, lingering chaos corruption, skeletons both recent and ancient, and bubbling vents that spew superheated steam. The primal layer represents one of the common features found in the realm of beasts. So yeah, this goes into detailing how you can bring a little bit more personality to your collection. So a couple of tables here, perils and pitfalls, and we have the invaluable resources table there. And we got information about each one. So we've got tentacle plants here that will pretty much eat you. Huge skull of a giant creature of some kind. Bubbling pool of acid. Shards of gur, amber stone. A dead beast. And of course vents of boiling steam. And we have building it together for build guide. It's pretty much just clip out and push together. It is pretty push fit, but you can use glue for a stronger hold. So we've got the dead beast, which looks pretty cool, the tentacle trap here, the bubbling pool, which is a single piece, and we've got the steam vents there as well. And then we're moving on to painting it. So we've got 5 colours: Mephiston red, Cantor blue, Corax white, Wraithbone and Cataclysm flesh. And we're just focusing on painting the terrain. So all the bits of rock are painted with Cantor blue. The crystal is picked out with Corax white, as are the tentacles. The earth is picked out with Cataclysm flesh, and all the skulls are picked out with Wraithbone. And of course, loads of small skeletons scattered around all of the bases, loads of skulls, skeletons, just leftover bits of body. Just pick them out and they do look quite nice. Then for the clouds of steam, we are painting the pool with Mephiston red and the geysers with Mephisto Red as well. And there we have our finished terrain pieces so far, and of course we'll be adding more colours in future issues. Moving on for our rules for the issue then, we have terrain rules, so moving around terrain, you can't move over it, you have to go around it. And terrain does benefit you cover, which is a valuable commodity in Age of Sigmar. So if they are shooting over terrain and you're in base contact, you gain cover. If they can draw a straight line to you, you have no cover. And if you have a specific wounds cap, so over 10, you can never gain cover. Or well, you can't gain cover from something so small. Moving on then for our rules, we've got the Vindictor's datasheets and the Stormstrike Chariot. And we have our Killer Boss and the Gut Rippers. So we are getting more and more completely full war scrolls for playing our games. So yeah, our mission for the week is Hostile Territory, and it's a pretty big mission. So we have the Knight Arcanum, 5 Vindictors, and the Stormstrike Chariot against the Manskewer Bolt Boys, 10 Gut Rippers, and the Killer Boss with Stabgrot. So yeah, really cool, and we even place the scenery in the centre there to help hinder or benefit us as we play through the game. We have our usual reference there, and of course our victory box. Moving on to the next issue then, we have a paint issue next. So issue 17 gives us Abaddon Black and Agrax Earthshade, and we learn a bit more about the Armies of Destruction. Issue 18 brings us some new Auric models, these being the Cunning Crew. We learn about the different storm hosts, and we have a brand new battle mat, which I'll be unfolding and doing a nice big photo to stick at the end of that video. So yeah, really cool. That is it then for issue 16 of Age of Sigmar Stormbringer. Let me know what you think of this issue down in the comments below. And also let me know if you want to see coverage of Premium Kit 1, Krondis, Son of Dracothian. But with that being said, all that's left for me to do is to thank you all for watching. If you think I deserve it, please give this video a like. And if you haven't already, do think about subscribing to the channel for more mad content. But I will see you next time for another Stormbringer review. Thank you and goodbye.